Hey everyone! Today's video is about when they're fighting over you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going! You didn't like this feeling at all. You grabbed the collar of your shirt forcefully while trying to maintain a clear mind. You don't need to be told by anyone that your feelings weren't shared. In this perfect weather, you should have been enjoying yourself a bit more. Perhaps even playing volleyball with your friends. They even invited you. But no, you couldn't pretend that you're feeling fine. The suffocating pain in your chest, the way your eyes would sting every now and then when they fell uncertain to people, you were jealous. You have admired Shota from afar, ever since day one. He was special. Everything he did, every single word, every glance, all of them were precious to you. You had no idea why or how you had fallen for him. Enough for you to be in pain because of this irritating emotion floating inside you. It was hard to even breathe. Shota and Yairzu have been sitting and talking to each other for quite a while now. Each passing second, your classmates were gossiping about how well they were suited towards each other and how they seemed completely in love. Sure, they were worried of you too, but nobody knew you were in love with the one and only Shota Todoroki. Your classmates were all too caught up with how amazing couple they were. Nobody even suspected your feelings. Not that you could blame them, though. Nobody was lying when they said they were possibly the dynamic duo. To make the matters worse, Yaruza happened to be your real friend. She only wished for the best for you, and yet, you felt low because of those feelings you were bearing towards her. She had every right to be happy, right? They made each other happy, and it was nothing wrong, right? But why are you such sentimental like this then? The dark thoughts you struggled to push further into your mind resurfaced. You couldn't do anything right, could you? Nothing went the way you wanted it to go, all because of you yourself. Who else were you to blame? It was like this from the beginning. You hated yourself. So how could an amazing person like Todoroki like you anyways? Smiling in a matter of self-pity, your knuckles turned white. If you stayed here longer, you'd probably end up crying before everyone else. That was the last thing you wanted. No way to allow yourself to sing that low. At least not in front of others. Hurriedly, you stepped away from the lively gardens to take a walk. Clearing your mind is the priority now. Once you're separated enough from your friends, you completely broke down. All the hidden feelings overflowed. Warm liquid made its way down your cheeks, finally letting out the quiet sobs you've been holding back for so long. You allowed yourself to let go. Once you snapped out of it, dusk had already fallen. You had no idea how long you had been crying like this. Despite your painfully dry eyes, the tears just won't stop. The ache in your chest won't go away. Surely you look miserable by now. Who knows how many hours I have been sitting here, bawling your eyes out. Suddenly, you realize you're trembling like a leaf, too. It was nighttime, after all. Obviously, it would be cold. You should be heading back by now. Curfew probably passed. With your concealing quirk, you could probably do something about the horrible way you looked by now. Human, animal, object. Your quirk was to conceal something from bare eyes. It sounded extremely handy by now. Even if you tried to stand up, you had no energy, nor did your crying stop. Hopelessly, you buried your tear-stained face onto your knees. Maybe you could cry a little bit longer, since it was already past curfew anyways. When you snapped out of your thoughts, when Bakugou approached you. Curse your luck. Did Aizo send him to find you? You hurriedly tried to conceal your face, lifting your hands, your eyes. Unfortunately for you, Bago's reflexes were quite faster than yours. His warm hands caught your quivering wrists, gasping at how cold you were. You couldn't bear to let him see you in such a state, so you shut your eyes and tried to stay within the shadows of the tree you were behind. Bakugou, of course, was having none of that. God damn it, Lion, what the hell happened to you? His voice was rough. He pulled you over to observe your state, thinking you might be hurt somewhere, only to see your tear-stained face and puffy eyes. Honestly, you looked terrible, making anger brew deep within him. Each moment passed. Who the hell did this to you? I'll call them. Before you could react, he forced you to sit back to the tree. Albeit surprised, what came next shocked you more. Bakugou took off his shirt and covered you with it like a blanket. You could have gotten sick, you dumbass. Tell me what the hell happened before I blow this whole place up. Of course, he would be concerned. He's a close friend, too. It's fine, Katsuki. Your false words aggravated him further. He wanted nothing more than to bond the bastard who made you cry like this, and he already had an idea of why we're sitting here. He wasn't dumb. You had been all over half and half bastard ever since the beginning of school while he watched. Observant to fault. He watched you. He knew from the start, as much as it pained him, he wanted you to be happy, even if the person to make you happy happened to be icy hot. That's what he decided until Yairiza came to the picture. He frankly gave no crap about her, until suddenly it became clear. Their feelings were shared. The bastard couldn't see how much of a keeper you were. His goddamn loss. He deserved better. Much better than the stoic bastard. Way too obvious for his own good. Whatever. You were his to protect. After all, when it came to your protection, he would always rush. Always have. Always will. Katsuki, don't look at my face. I look hideous. Your quiet whimpers made his heart ache even heavier. The absolute anger boiling in him towards Todoroki, and complete heartbreak and despair to see how much he loved that moron made him unstable for a second. However, he calmed himself down. You needed him right now, as much as he wanted to yell in your face how unworthy he was of you. He pushed that aside and gently wiped away the flowing tears. You don't look hideous, idiot. Never to me, anyways. He mumbled the last part, not wanting you to hear. Am I wrong for liking him, Katsuki? You asked. You need to warm up a bit. Come closer. As he was standing next to you, his warm arms wrapped around you. Subconsciously, you snuggled into his shoulder. Thank you. Idiot, quickly calm down, and I'll get you back into your room. You silently obeyed, fully resting your head on his shoulder. His body heat made you drowsy. You had cried for hours. Of course you were tired. On the other hand, Bakugou had a lot to think about. He wanted nothing more than to punch icy hot and yell at him for hurting you. But even he knew human's feelings couldn't be controlled. Also, he desperately wanted to tell you how he truly felt. This disturbing pain in his chest was becoming harder and harder to bear. Nevertheless, his selfish desires, he didn't want to take advantage of your weakened state. In the end, he decided to keep quiet. It wasn't the time yet. Glancing down at your sleeping form, he gently lifted you up into his arms. Curfew was minutes away, surprisingly. His heart beat loudly against his ribcage as he slowly centered towards the dormitory. Todoroki was walking around the building, seemingly looking for something. When he spotted Bakugou and you, he came dashing over. His actions made Bakugou scoff. How dare he act as though he cared? Half and half bastard didn't find you. He did. He cared for you more. He loved you more. He could make you happier. All Todoroki needs is to back off before he decides to blow his face. Bakugou, is that Wyan? Is she okay? The bastard had the nerve to call you by your first name. Get your hands off of her. His scowl shocked Todoroki. He had no idea why Bakugou was being so protective of you. I will bring her to her room. Thank you, Bakugou. His attempt to take you from his arms infuriated him to no ends. Touch her again and I will end you. I'm not joking, half and half bastard. His hateful words still made no sense to Shoto. Had he done something? He wasn't the reason why you were like this, right? Wait. Tell me at least what happened. I was looking for her. Before you act like you care, take her feelings into consideration. You idiot. Go snuggle with that girl you were pinning after her and leave Wyan alone. She is mine. Todoroki finally grasped the situation. Facing the cruel reality, he really had no idea. And who are you to decide Wyan is yours? Todoroki now stood, with a glare targeted at the fuming angry boy, who looked like he was ready to explode any second now. I'm giving you one last chance to go. Don't give her false hope anymore, you cruel Dutchbag. You don't even return her feelings. Stop before I hurt her more than you already did. And who exactly told you I didn't like her back? Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye!